Hi, I'm Steve. This is Fran. Today we're going to talk about underhyped appliance features. We're always talking about mistakes and overhyping. Let's go the other way and underhyped.
Sounds good. So a couple features, maybe a couple appliances here. Let's start off with warming drawers, which could be a separate warming drawer or a feature within a range.
You know, I don't understand, right? A warming drawer does some great things. Like when you're at home, you probably warm it by throwing it in a microwave. What a microwave does is targets moisture and it makes everything kind of like lifeless. Warming drawer, you keep food warm up to 3 hours without it dehydrating, without getting that microwavy,
Yeah,
rubbery
right in its
texture.
natural state.
And here's the thing, like if you want to pay, what's it, $1,500 to $2,000 for a separate warming drawer and use it, that's great. But most of these ranges kind of like throw it in. It's like it's a free thing. It's like, here's a warming drawer and people like look at that and it's like maybe a $50 difference and they'll go with the less expensive one, not understanding. Put plates in there, right?
Yeah.
Warm your plate. It's like the fancy restaurants do. I don't understand. I think that once people understand what this thing can do, at least getting it on the range, it's a really good secondary kind of cooking, especially if you cook and everybody else eats at later staggered times. This is a really valuable cooking utensil.
Absolutely. I mean, it's something like, so many families now are just on the go and busy and passing in the night just to be able to, if someone's cooking, like you said, you can keep it warm. If you're having a party or get-togethers or you do things like that often in your home, it just makes that process so much easier that you can prep a couple hours before people come, put it in the warming drawer, get it ready. This way, when company's there, you're not cooking and wasting time, not being able to converse and talk to your guests. So I think it really is a nice feature. We have one at our house, and I probably don't use it as much as we should. We do use it, but definitely not as much as we could even use it for. So I definitely think it's something that busy families, I think it's a huge draw for sure.
You should be ashamed.
I'm going to be using it more
There you go.
right after this one.
All right.
Next one, let's talk beverage centers.
Again, I mean, I don't know where all these wine aficionados came from, but I don't drink. Well, I don't drink anymore, but I never drank 60 bottles of wine,
It's a lot of wine.
in a given time period where I feel like I needed a wine fridge. I think a beverage center which can hold some wine, right? Because you don't want to store, except for maybe Sub-Zero and True, you don't want to store wine for a long period of time because they're not really designed to do that. I think a beverage center with a few of your favorite bottles of wine that you're going to drink within a month or two, and then something that can hold like cans. And, going with beverage drawers, I would say drawers. I mean, I got a set of drawers in my throw my kids
Absolutely.
throw my kids poppy soda in there, and she never has to go in the fridge and have to warm, and avoid all that kind of catastrophe because she not the neatest person. But I like beverage centers and drawers. I think they're underutilized.
No question. And like just getting that multiple features, obviously, they're just getting it out of your main refrigerator. Like these things can just take up so much space in your main refrigerator when you have that many drinks. We have one that we have separate in a separate room, and it's the same thing. You have drinks for the kids, the protein drinks, soda, whatever it may be, their juices, like all that stuff. Keep it separate, get it out of the main fridge. You're not in and out constantly, and you're saving a ton of room in that main refrigerator too.
Exactly. Underutilized. No question.
Steam ovens or steam assist ovens.
My parents moved out of their house in Needham. They moved into a condo development. It had a Jenny range, and then it had a single wall oven. And when they left 10 years later, the factory packing was still in that single wall oven. If you're buying a double wall oven, how many times are you actually using that, right? And I think that going with a single and a steam oven is better. I use my steam oven way more than I use an oven because I think the food comes out better. It's just adding moisture seems to make it more flavorful. We talk about a warming drawer. You want to reheat something well, you put it in a steam oven. And I think people still go with double ovens. I'm wondering, is Thanksgiving 365 here, or but I think if you really look at the way you cook, you do a steam oven, maybe a speed oven / microwave is not a bad idea. But I do think steam is underutilized and it's so easy to use. You just hit a button and let the thing do its job.
Yeah, and you can really get into steam now, not even having to spend at the top now too. Like there's great brands like LG that have introduced that steam assist and kind of reasonably priced ovens as well now. So it's not like you really have to spend at the top of the top to get those features. They're definitely coming in at a lot of different price points. So a great feature to have. Sous vide.
Were you ever at that SKS? There was this demo. The SKS chef made like steak, and it was I'm not a real meat eater, but it was amazing. And he sous vide it, and the way sous vide keeps perfect temperature, right? You need to finish it, And I think a dedicated sous vide or countertop or SKS has it, and some wall ovens offer
Yeah.
a sous vide feature. You just need the vacuum seal bag. What a sous vide does by keeping temperature, you finish it the way you want to, certainly in a pan to give it texture, but it reheats the same way, so you keep the same texture once you sous vide. And I think it's a lot of it's very easy to do now,
Yeah.
where it's super simple to do. And I think it's very underutilized. I think people, if they use sous vide, especially if you got leftovers and everything else, it's a really, really good way to cook.
Yeah, it's one of those things that makes maybe some things that can be difficult to cook, kind of makes it a little bit easier with almost a way not to overcook, obviously, a way not to overcook a lot of these things that are so precise. And kind of leading into that, kind of the next feature, making cooking easier, guided cooking.
Yeah. Way back when, KitchenAid had the convection conversion where you take your recipe, they convert it to a convection recipe. Great. But there's some guided cooking, Miele with their M Touch, Wolf with their gourmet, in their whole lines. SKS is another one, and I'm sure there's other good guided cooking programs. I haven't messed around with the Monogram, but there's some stuff that would basically take all the think work away from you. I think Jennier is another one with their
Culinary Center.
Culinary Center, which is decent. But you look at that stuff and you really see a demo of it done, it can really just save you time from like actually learning how to use something like a speed or a steam. And I think some of the guided cooking is good. I think some of the smart stuff is a little overblown. I mean, I'm a remote starting my stove for my car. That's not going to happen.
No.
But I think guided cooking can make you better cook in less time.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of those guided cookings, and I don't think it's always just for people that maybe don't know. Like, I'm certainly not a professional chef by any means, so for me it would be helpful. But I think for even people that know what they're doing, it just makes it easier, and then it helps you kind of like get the best out of the oven too, because it'll tell you exactly where in the oven to put it, where to put the temperature probe. So I think you're maximizing the efficiency of that oven as well by using those guided cooking features.
Okay, that's it for.
Most underhyped appliances or features.
If you like the content, please like and subscribe. We'll do more. Thank you.